Welcome to Unstuck. Today's fix, TypeError X is not a function, one of the most common errors in JavaScript. We'll reproduce it, learn to read exactly what it's telling you, and fix every common cause. Beginner friendly, step by step. You call something with parentheses, and JavaScript throws type error. Something is not a function. It means the thing you tried to call simply isn't a function, like it's undefined or a string or a typo. The error even tells you which thing. Let's make it happen. This one has a handful of usual suspects, and once you know them, you'll fix it in seconds. A like helps. Let's reproduce the two most common. Cause number one, a typo in the method name. Arrays have for each with a capital E. Here we wrote it all lowercase, for each. There's no such method, so it's undefined, and you can't call undefined. Because the number two, the same trap in disguise, wrong casing on an object method. We defined getUser with a capital U, but called getUser lowercase. That property doesn't exist, so it's undefined, so it's not a function. Run it, typeerror numbers.forich is not a function, and typeerror api.getUser is not a function. Both the same root cause. We named something that doesn't exist. Here's how to read it, and this is the whole skill. The message names the exact thing. Numbers.forich is not a function. The part before the dot, numbers, is fine. The part after the dot, for each, is what's undefined. So your first question is always, does that name actually exist on that object, spelled and cased correctly? The usual suspects: 1, a typo or wrong casing; 2, the value is undefined or null, or bad data or a missing property; 3, an import mix-up, importing a default when it's a named export, or the wrong way around, so you get undefined; 4, the thing is genuinely not a function. Fosh a string or poker I'll mark a number you thought was callable. 5, a variable got shadowed or overwritten somewhere above. Every one of these ends the same way. You called something that isn't a function. Then the one-line diagnosis for all of them, typo, before you call it, log typo of the thing. If it prints function, you're good. If it prints undefined, you found your bug, wrong name, bad import, or missing data, before it ever throws. The fix is just calling what actually exists for each with the capital E and getUser with the capital U. Right name, right casing. That's it for the typo cases. And typeof is how you will catch the import and undefined cases too. Run the fix. Type of for each is function, it loops 3, 1, 2. Type of getUser is function, user is L, everything is callable, no error. The sneakiest cause is imports, so it's worth calling out. If the module uses a named export, but you import it as a default, or the reverse, the name comes in undefined, and calling it throws not a function. Same with require, getting default versus a name property wrong. When the name looks right, but it's still undefined, suspect the import. To avoid it, let your editor autocomplete method names, so you never mistype for each. Guard with typeof equals function when a value might be missing. Adopt TypeScript or even JSDoc types and the editor flags not callable before you ever run it. And when importing, glance at whether it's a default or a named export. Recap, come read the error literally. The part after the dot is what isn't a function. Check for typos and casing. Import mismatches and undefined data. Diagnose with typo before you call. It's almost never JavaScript's fault. It's a name that isn't there. Quick one. If this helped you, the wallet's on screen and there's a Ko-fi link in the description. Every tip funds the next one. The code is in the description. If this helped, hit like and subscribe. A new dev fix every day. See you in the next one.